when they are ready. Perfect. So welcome everybody to our cooking class. My name is Joanna Radziejowska. I'm a dietitian at FORM Health, and I know I see some familiar faces, but for the new attendants, we try to offer the cooking class that focus on very simple dishes. So it's nothing sophisticated that you need to shop at specific stores, or most of the recipes do not take a lot of time to prepare. So again, all the dishes are super simple, definitely healthier choices, right? Because that's what we promote. So today we're going to talk about dips and chips. So see, entertaining season finally is coming here. So often, I don't know about you, but I have people over for dinner or barbecue or something, and I typically serve something for appetizers, right? So chips and dips. I will tell you what kind of dips and chips I serve, but I would love to hear from you. What do you serve for appetizers typically?
For appetizers?
Mm-hmm. Or for like, what kind of dips do you serve?
Wait a sec.
Anybody else? Roberta, what do you typically serve for?
I just had a party on Friday night, which I haven't had in like 2 years. And so I served hummus as my dip, and I served tzatziki. I'm not pronouncing it right, I'm sure. And the hummus I thought was great because they have all these new flavors. And I just tried this one with balsamic and onion in it, and it was extremely good. I bought, which is, probably more money than I need to spend, but I didn't want to take the time to have to cut everything up because I was working. So I got the little cheese squares that are like pre-cut, that are already cut up.
Yeah.
And, yeah. So I got, a bunch of different cheeses, and then I cut up 3 red peppers, and then I did have some peanuts out, I will say, and I did have some low-fat Cape Cod chips as well.
Okay. So see, for entertainment, a lot of people will serve some kind of dip and some kind of crunchies, right? Often, hi everybody, more people are coming, wonderful. Just sort of more on the technical side. So this class is recorded, so if you don't mind to mute yourself, if you have any questions, you can post it in a chat. Kim will read it, or you can just unmute and ask me. I also would love to hear from you. Or if I ask questions, you can type it, or you can tell me one way or the other. But just for sort of more, make it easier for editing, it would be easier if try to mute it. All right, perfect. So chips and dips. Today I'm going to make you very classic few dips, but the dips can have applications not only as an appetizer, but also as an adjunct to other dishes, right? So we often think that, okay, salsa we need to have with chips, but salsa is a wonderful vegetable source, right? The produce source to put on anything. I mean, often on this, you can, if you have bed of green leaves, you can put, half a cup of salsa. For your breakfast, you can put on your eggs, different types of salsa, right? Different chopped vegetables. You can add to your tacos, you can add to your fish. And so today we sort of go that directions. We're going to make a classic Pico De Gallo, which is basically a chopped tomatoes with onion and garlic and cilantro. Something you can buy at the store, or something that you can make it on your own. So it would be one of the dishes. Actually,
about making like salsa, just making this cilantro thing.
Shannon, if you can mute yourself, that would be lovely. Anyhow, so we'll make that. We also will make a little bit unique salsa. I don't know if any of you buy it or make it, mango salsa. Often people, you can use fruits for making salsa and season it and put it in with savory dishes. So that's what we're going to make. We're also going to make quick taco, and I will tell you, literally will take us 20 minutes to make sort of that type of taco very, very quickly, because none of us have a lot of time. So we'll make that, and we'll make my favorite salsa that I often serve to my guests. It's sort of black bean avocado dip. Again, it could be used as a salad or could be used as a dipping things. We also talk about different chips and how to manage that department, right? So a lot of things will be going on. In the meantime, I did not bring my recipes with me, and they are downstairs. So give me a second. I'm blaming on my head cold. So I'll be right back. I'm back. All right, my daughter did a really nice job putting my recipes in the sleeve, so I am well organized. So here we go. Our first recipe will be instant pot salsa chicken. It's a great, simple recipe and very versatile, so you can use in many different ways. So you can use instant pot, which I have right here, right? A pot, or you can even use slow cooker. You have a recipe for both. It's very, very simple. I mean, the way how you do it, you have chicken breast, boom, and rinse that. So it's done.
Joanna, could you use a regular crock pot for that, or does it have to be one of those?
Definitely crock pot if you have it.
Not a crock pot, but like a soup. You know, I have like one of these big soup tureen kind of thing. It's a regular.
So you can make in a slow cooker, like a traditional crock pot or slow cooker, right? You can make it in Instant Pot, or you can make on stove, but it will take a little bit sort of in between. The slow cooker will probably take 4 hours. The Instant Pot will take 12 minutes.
Yeah, I don't have Instant Pot, but I have air fryer, so that's another thing.
Well, air fryer, but this is great for stew. So the way how you put the chicken breast, and it's 3 chicken breast, you can make extra and jar of salsa. So I'm not making the salsa. I bought the salsa at Trader Joe's, but you can go to any supermarket and buy jar of salsa. You can. This is a spicy salsa with smoky undertones. So I really like it. For that reason, you can buy salsa made from the green salsa, right? From tomatillos, excellent as well. So this is, that's it, seriously. You can rinse the jar and add a little bit of water. If you want extra, you don't need to add anything. I would just add a little bit of salt, pepper, or cumin if you want, or not. But I like flavor. I like a lot of flavor. So I'm gonna dash of cumin to it. That's it. So as you can see, this is for super busy people. Chicken and jar of salsa, that's it. And I'm going to set my Instant Pot for 10 minutes, let it cook. And then naturally release the pressure, and should be shredded, soft, and delicious. We'll see. Okay, so I am. Dog came to visit me.
Is it supposed to be 2 pounds of chicken? And could we use the Pico De Gallo that we're going to make today as the salsa?
Yes. Yes. So if you use start, okay. So you can use as much chicken as you want, 2 pounds. I had 1.5 pounds. I just bought a package. 1.5 pounds, and you can use Pico De Gallo. The only thing with, if you use your own Pico De Gallo, it's not going, depends how flavorful your Pico De Gallo is. This one in a jar of salsa, typically they put some smoky type of pepper, so it has a little bit more oomph to it.
Okay.
I would go with, see, this is double roasted salsa, that kind. This one, again, what's in it? So guajillo chilies, some other white vinegar, crushed red pepper, garlic, and that's it. Actually, the guajillo chilies, I guess, it's get the smoky. Or you can do, if you use your Pico de Gallo, you can add smoked paprika. If you like more smoky, a little bit more depth of flavor. But again, you can use whatever salsa you have, and it will be absolutely delicious. All right, so this is cooking. That's done, and we're waiting till it's finished. So you can, did all of you got a recipe? Recipes, okay. So out of that, I typically make that over the weekend or even at night, and I will use on top of my crunchy salad, because this is a great protein, right? I will use in my tacos. I will use just sort of on the side with a little rice if you want. So there's so many different ways of using that shredded chicken. It's basically shredded chicken, not much. So that's done. Let's move on to our next delicious meal. Now we're going to go to a little bit more sophisticated dish, is blackened salmon with fresh mango salsa. So first, let's make the mango salsa, right? So we have, for mango salsa, what we need is mango. I don't know how many of you do use mango or use mango salsa, or pineapple. Sometimes people use it. It's a really nice addition. It gives a little, it's sweeter, softer, and has a sort of nice balance, because we're going to add onion. We're going to add bell pepper. We're going to add definitely jalapenos, and we're going to add cilantro, chopped cilantro. I like my mango salsa, so you can put cucumbers if you like. I like my salsa, mango salsa with an avocado, so it gives a little bit more smoothness to it. So let's get busy. Let's get chopping. Now, with the mango, there are several different types of mango on the market. One is the Manila mango, a little smaller one. They are typically sweeter. I sort of like this. The way how you cut the mango, I know you probably expert. So this one is quite soft, but you can use sort of less ripened or quite ripe, depends. But you go, so it's a flatten. So you cut, it's a big pit inside, right? So you cut. Okay, well, see, this is not even that pretty. So you cut one side, you go with another. An easy way to cut your mango is to do, you can peel it, or you can cut sort of in an angle. You can cut your mango. Just don't cut through the skin, right? One, two. So I'm making a little diced here, scoring. So, oh, see, I cut it through a little farther, but technically you'll get a little porcupine out of that. Or, so I'm going to cut that that mango does not look good. See, sometimes it's so deceiving. You touch it and you say, oh, was great, it was soft, but you know, sometimes it's handled too long and it doesn't, it's bruised inside. So I'm a little disappointed with my mango. My daughter used a lot of mango for her smoothie. So mango has, you know, for those who watching carbohydrates, mango is a fruit, has quite a bit, but half a mango, it's an equivalent of 1 serving. So I'm going to go this way, just peel it like you normally would. And we're going to cut it. Make it. Sorry, Rico is observing the situation here. Oh my gosh, so I live outside of Boston, and this morning I'm looking through my window, having my coffee, and I saw 4 coyotes passing by my yard. Thank God my dog was inside, because he saw it and wanted to play with them. Little he knows that playing with coyotes is probably not good for the dog. But I was shocked. I live sort of in a rural area, and not, but he was really interested in them. All right, so I always wanted to get everything from the mango, right? So even the sides. By the way, I saw on the famous World Wide Web that people plant the seeds, and the way how you plant the seeds, I'm a big gardener, some of you may know, you have to open it. And last week I had mango and I opened it, and inside there is it's a softer seed, and I planted it. So we'll see if I get a plant out of that. Probably not a mango tree, but I will get some kind of plant sprouting, I hope. I don't know if you ever go to, I'm sure some of you Caribbean, or you see mango trees. They're beautiful, and there's even in Florida, right? Abundance of mangoes when they're in season, and when they're ripe, oh my gosh, the fragrance is just overwhelming. All right, so I have sort of chopped my mango. Just not happy with the color. It's a little bit overripe, but so we have the mango, and I love jalapeno. If you don't like jalapeno, you can skip it. So, but I'm going to put a little bit of chopped jalapenos and some red pepper. Each class, when I use the red pepper or any kind of capsicles, any kind of pepper plants, I emphasize how wonderful source of vitamin C peppers are. If you eat, you know, those 3 little baby peppers, that provide you with like 150% of vitamin C for the day. So ladies and gentlemen, I know vitamin C, you know that vitamin C is great for your skin. I use as a serum, but make sure that every day you eat your peppers for extra vitamin C internally. Vitamin C, as you know, is also a good immune enhancer, right? Plays a role in strengthening our immune function. So, all right, mango, and we have here red onions. I love red onions. I love red onions on anything. So I just chopped some red onions, and I like quite a bit of red onions. So we have, I could even use more red onions to that. That means I will, okay. Ooh, my pressure cooker is coming to a point. So red onion and definitely avocado. Do you know how to tell if avocado is ripe?
You squeeze it.
Press it?
So So easy way. So if there is a touch of, so you can touch it and it sort of gets the softness. You don't want hard and you don't want too mushy. But other way to do it is if you peel. So this is, if it would be a green, it's unripe. This is sort of, I don't know if you can see it properly, greenish brownish. So it's ripe on the right side. Okay, I'm just, sometimes my pressure cooker doesn't seal well, so I end up going, the steam is going. So
My pressure cooker said that it was gonna burn. Do you need to add some water to that?
no, the jar of salsa had the liquid. I last time I put a little bit of water, but generally no. Well, add a half a cup just in case. What, you have fancy pressure cooker, tells you what to do. I love it.
Just when it's gonna burn my house down.
Okay, we don't want that. We do not want that. Put a quarter cup of water. Maybe you have some powerful pressure cooker or instant pot. So I'm going to just add a little avocado. So avocado, I know you all know, it's an excellent source of fat. Also, it's a really good source of potassium. So if you are looking to help your blood pressure normalize, not only avoiding a lot of sodium, salt, but also adding a lot of rich potassium food will help you with your blood pressure. And generally, we don't get enough potassium, believe it or not. So avocados are a really good source. Also, avocado are fantastic fiber, source of fiber. So one large avocado like this is baby avocado. It probably has around 14 grams of fiber. So it's quite a bit. So if you are, any of you ladies and gentlemen, if you are seeking to enhance your bowel movement frequency, add avocado. Just be careful, don't add whole avocado at every meal seeking more fiber, because you're going to add quite a bit of calories, right? So it's something for something. But if you like this baby avocado, half an avocado per serving is wonderful. It's really, really good. All right.
Joanna, can I ask about the avocado? I saw a recipe today that said avocado had 12 grams of protein. Does it have any protein in it?
No. If you go to our, hold on, so protein, avocado, since it's a plant, is not the richest source of protein. So 2 tablespoons of guacamole is basically will have 1 gram of protein. So a whole avocado, probably 4 grams of protein.
Oh, all right.
Not that much. No, so it wouldn't be. Maybe added with something else.
No, this was on a cooking light recipe that my company, we send out to our patients once,
That's
letter
interesting.
thing. And it said it contained avocado, and it listed the avocado as 12 grams of protein. Thought that was strange.
No, they maybe made mistake. So here we got in lime, and I have the old school. My limes are not that good. Sometimes you buy limes that are very juicy. This one not so juicy. So I have to put some work, some strength here to squeeze it. But basically, I like a little bit more limey. Oh, this one is hard as a rock. No margaritas for this one. It's not going to squeeze much of a juice, lime juice. All right, perfect. And I have all the recipes requires lime. All right. So again, mango salsa ready to go. So it's citrusy, so it goes really nicely with our fish, right? So fish, the way how we're going to make salmon, and you can use for other fish, definitely. I would probably try it and adjust for seasonings. And I have to say, my chopping technique for mango is shameful. It's not nice. A little bigger chunks. It still will taste delicious. Actually, let me, since I'm here by myself, let me try it and see. Salt. Okay. And more lime. I would definitely add more lime, more cilantro. Everybody loves cilantro or everybody hates cilantro. There are two camps, nothing in between. I'm in the lover of cilantro. If you don't like it, you can definitely skip it. So let's make our salmon, blackened salmon. Again, I cook salmon often because it's such an easy fish to prepare. It's quite strong in flavor. As all you know, it's a wonderful source of omega-3 fatty acids. And again, very, very quickly to prepare. So the way how we're going to make it is make a bunch of seasonings. And in the recipe, you have paprika. You can use smoked paprika if you want, regular paprika. You have cayenne pepper if you like a little bit of spice. I have a cumin. I have garlic powder. I have onion powder. And I have salt and black pepper. So if you don't like any of the seasonings, you can definitely skip it. But this is my seasoning. So you can make even a bunch of them, like a bigger double the recipe for your seasoning. So, and you can put in a jar with a note, salmon blackened seasoning. So you don't need to buy anything special. And when you need it, it's so easy to just use it. The only thing you have to be careful not to contaminate your seasoning. So if you use only small portion, set aside and sprinkle on it, because often if you touch the fish and you touch the seasonings, you can get cross contamination. So I have my seasonings here, and I have my salmon. I like with the skin. My dog loves the skin, so I usually buy it with the skin. Cut in probably 6 ounces. Actually, let me see, because this is always interesting to understand what is the portion, right? All right, so piece like this, raw, 204 grams, which is divided by 7 ounces and change. So this is a big portion. So if we're talking about protein servings per meal, usually I would say 4 to 5, 6 ounces. So this is hefty. And remember, so 7 times 6, how many, what is it? How many grams of protein we'll get out of that? 42, right? So 42, around 42, 43 grams of protein in this piece of fish. And we are aiming for meals to be between 20 and 30. So here we are overachievers with our protein. All right, so we have our fish, and I'm going to just use, oh my goodness, where is my spray? I'm telling you, having head cold is not helping me. Actually, I don't even, I'm going to just add a little oil. Downstairs I had my spray. That's what I typically use. Okay, and I am going to sprinkle my seasoning. So the fish can be delicious. I like generous amount. Sometimes people use even a little brown sugar to it for seasonings. I don't know. Tell me what kind of what kind of seasonings do you use for your fish? What's your go-to? Anybody?
I like
I-
pesto on salmon.
Pesto?
Yeah, I use the book binders. It's like from some restaurant that,
Okay, so you
in a
have already
tin-
prepared.
yeah.
So I'm going to put that in 400 degrees, 10 minutes. This is my sort of salmon, salmon recipe. You can put 380 for also 12 minutes, but that will get a nice crispy outside. So I have my air fryer. You cannot see it. It's like the simplest thing ever. It looks like an egg. And I've been using that literally daily. It's in our household constantly use. Soon I probably will have to replace it. So you can put a parchment paper here and one steak, another steak, and the baby one. So here it is, and it's going to go to the air fryer. So it's making a little noise, but we all can handle it. I will speak loudly. So let me know if you cannot hear me. Okay, perfect. So we have our salsa. Let me put it in the refrigerator so it's chilling. And now the fish is cooking. The chicken is also cooking. So 2 dishes, and we almost have a dinner ready, right? But let's talk about tortillas. So we all love tortillas, right? And you can go on the market and buy many different types of tortillas. What is the trick? So to choose the best one? Well, you can make your own, and that's what sort of will go over the recipe. Or if you do choose store-bought, you can sort of pay attention and decide which one are better. So generally, when it comes to any kind of tortilla chips, watch your portions. So what I am going to do, this is my fish plate, but let me, because often we sort of not aware of, that's the problem. When you go and sit at the table and you sort of, there's a big bowl of chips and we just go and go and go, and that what gets us in trouble. So even though if there was no available some type of healthier chips, you still can sort of be mindful about it, but really put on your plate what you're going to eat and call it a day. This is your portion, right? So I am going to measure 1 ounce. So I bought unsalted organic white corn tortilla chips. This is sort of, it was just in my pantry, nothing fancy. I don't know why it's unsalted. Some people who would want to consider sort of watching their sodium intake may go with that type. So look for unsalted. But generally, they're all sort of basically fried in some kind of oil. So this one particular, and it's so funny, sometimes they put organic, and that can prompt us to think, oh my gosh, organic must be much better than regular. Not necessarily. It's a corn, I don't know, organic corn versus non-organic, GMO, there's a whole debate, but generally calorie-wise, it's the same thing. So, so for this one is, it has a trace of lime, so organic stone ground white corn, and has a vegetable oil. So again, not much different than any other chips. The only thing is how much we eat. So this is 140 calories per 1 ounce. It says 14 chips. So let me count. And they're broken for some reason. 14 chips. I'm just curious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, that's broken. 14. Okay, you know what? It's amazing because actually it came to 28 grams, which is 1 ounce. So look at this. So is it little? Not that bad, right? So it's 140 calories, assuming if that would be your snack, you know, you could eat less and will be quite satisfied, gives you the crunch. So think about, you know, it's portion control. You don't need to, if you would often, you know what people do in a bag, and you talk and you eat, and even from the bag can go very quickly to 0. But if you proportion, you will definitely understand how much you ate. And this is quite a bit. I mean, I can scoop a lot of Pico De Gallo with this. So even half of it would be very, very sufficient. The amount of carbohydrates is 16 grams, 1 gram of fiber. So basically equates to 1 serving of starch. So this is 1 serving of starch. It's a little bit heavier on calories because of the oil. So keep that in mind. Another chips that I found, and it's also, some of it, it's a little bit of marketing gimmicks, right? So it says here, veggies, flaxseed, corn, tortilla chips. So if you see something like that, vegetables, it says here, corn, tomatoes, spinach and garlic, red beets and onion. Oh my gosh, that sounds like super healthy. It's almost make me feel if I eat the bag, I will get all my vegetables for the day, right? No, it's not true, right? So they put a little flavors of a little color to the tortillas, and you're not getting any vegetables. It's just like some kind of little part of that. So don't be fooled by that. What this has also, it has 500 milligrams of omega-3 fatty acids per serving. So flax seeds has a form of omega-3 fatty acids that could be beneficial to us. The omega-3 fatty acids in fish versus flax seeds are very different form. Our body needs to rework it to break it down to that form that appears in the fish. So I'm not sure how much omega-3 fatty acids I will get eating flax seeds. However, the benefits of flax seeds is the fiber that we get from it. So I'm all for flax seeds. I love adding toasted flax seeds to my yogurt, or even to, you know, even on the salad, it gives a little crunch and definitely a lot more fiber. So those chips are, again, 1 ounce, 7 chips in this case, 7, will give you 140 calories, so the same what's here, and will give you the same sort of nutrition value. Fiber, 2 grams of fiber. So it's not that, again, that much benefits of of eating flax seeds and all the veggies out of that. So treat that, you know, if you really enjoy that flavors, fine, but again, keep in mind the portion sizes. So that's the.
Joanna,
that's it.
why is that one so many less chips than the other one? It's strange.
It's larger.
Oh, the bigger pieces, like,
It's larger chip and it is heavier probably. You know, because if it's by weight, adding the flax seeds adds some weight to it. So only 7 chips will equate to 1 ounce.
okay, all right.
That's the reason. So another way, if you want to go out of your way and say, I'm going to make my chips, you can definitely make it. And it's a very simple way. You can use the low carb tortillas, okay? This is, I bought it at Trader Joe's, but the mission, hold on, the mission tortillas that I recommend to everybody. Hold on, I had it here, show and tell. This is also a great thing. So what you can do, and this is, remember, much lower in calories and tons of fiber if we're talking about. So this one is great. What you can do, so what I did here and made my chips, I have to say they're not as the one corn fried, deep fried for sure, but it's a great alternative, I'm telling you. So you can just get either larger or bigger, and what you can do, you're going to spray and cut in pieces. So one will make 8. So you'll have 8 chips, 45 calories, and you bake it in the oven. You have a recipe for it. I baked it already just to save the time. It took the mission tortillas, those took much faster. I almost once burned them very, very quickly, one batch. But those ones from Trader Joe's, okay, it took a little longer. Either today my oven was not set right. Sometimes my oven is not working properly. But again, it's crunchy. It's pretty good. And when you think about it, eating 1 tortilla, 45 calories, and it will give you 6 grams of fiber. So if we're talking about the net, it has 9 grams of carbohydrates and 6 grams of fiber. So 9 subtract, so you have only 3 net carbs per one thing. So very good alternative. The same with this one, and they come in many different sizes. They come in taco size, they come in sort of the medium size, they come in larger burrito size, but look for the carb balance tortillas. Again, I use them very often for my tacos, for sort of quick lunch. And as you can see, you can definitely make your chip out of that. So much easier. You can also put some seasonings on it. There is like a lime, every store will have a lime seasoning. So if you spray a little bit of avocado oil when you bake it, the lime, you can put a little seasoning, so it gives you a little bit more flavor if you want, because otherwise they're very plain. Although you get the flavor out of your salsas and out of your other dips, so to speak. All right, so guys, oh my gosh, my salmon looks absolutely amazing. I love salmon. No, my daughter likes salmon in my household, but my husband is not so crazy. But I literally eat like 1 or 2 times a week. It's just, and my dog loves the skin. Good for him, for his coat, you know. I put the parchment paper, but gonna break. It's not my kitchen here. I'm in my in-laws, so it's I'm lacking some equipment here, but it's okay. We just have to do it. You know, it's like camping. I don't know if you ever like go on vacation or go to someone else's kitchen and finding stuff. Okay, perfect. I'm going to remove this. So you can see it smells absolutely divine. We should just put on one, put a little salsa. That's what I'm gonna have for dinner tonight. I'm just gonna put on one, but it's again very simple sort of combination of you know, this is a little spicy, this gets a little tart, limey, and you have the sweetness from mango cut with little avocado. You can skip the avocado, but it's absolutely delicious. As you can see, you can make it in no time. So I hope some of you will prepare that this weekend for someone. It's also looks festive, you know. It's you can eat the mango salsa just with chips, or you can add even to your sort of wraps or different stuff. So there's a lot of use for your mango salsa. If you make it spicy, you can put on anything, in my opinion. All right, let's check on our chicken, and it did not burn. The house is still intact, the apartment, and but it's got a lot of liquid. You know what? I think it could use another 5 minutes. I'm going to put for another 5 minutes. I guess my pressure cooker wasn't doing its job, but that's okay. Manual console. Okay, and manual, and let's do 10 minutes. My chickens might be a little tough or something. Those are the chickens that work out a lot. The chicken breasts were a little not that tender, I guess. All right, perfect. It's going to cook very, very quickly. So let's make our regular Pico De Gallo. So to tell you the truth, it's not the best season to make Pico De Gallo. Pico De Gallo, you make it when tomatoes are in season and you have abundance, or you can get it on farmer's market and they're sweet. This time of the year, you can find better tomatoes, not always. Some restaurants in Boston, I know they refuse to serve tomatoes on their sandwiches. Craigie's on Maine, Roberta, you might know, because the guy claims in winter, these tomatoes are horrible. So we're not serving anything with tomatoes. And I sort of agree, because I bought Roma tomatoes. So Roma tomatoes, this is the oblong shape. Those are the meaty one. Those are the use for making pasta sauce, right? So those have a little body to it. But I chopped the tomatoes and it was like a rock. So not that flavorful. Generally for salsa, you want to use those because they are not as watery, right? So you want that meatiness. We certainly can use other tomatoes. So this is just a regular on the vine tomato that I buy for sandwiches. Again, the flavor is not that great, but what you can do, there's a trick to it. Well, sort of. The trick is, let me just rinse my knife, is putting a little, so you chop your tomatoes. If you want to get the most flavor out of that, you can put a little salt on it and let it sit. So the salt will bring the water out and will sort of enhance the flavor. So let's do that. And again, this is a Roma tomato. As you can see, it's hard as a rock, but let's work with it, what we have, right? Often you can let it, maybe I just bought it because I bought it today. It wasn't ripe. So don't put your tomatoes in refrigerator, keep it outside. They should get a little softer and riper. So you want to dice them, right? So Pico de Gallo is as you know, in Spanish, picar is to chop. So it's basically chop rooster, right? Gallo is it a rooster? But in Spanish, the word salsa refers to sauce. So any kind of sauce. For us, salsa refers to chopped sort of vegetables, right? Often. But so I have I'm going to chop this one. This has a little bit more flavor or softer, right? So let's see. Yeah, as you can see, it's ripened, more ripe. But when I grow my tomatoes in the summer, this is where it's just amazing result. So often when it comes to cooking, it does not need to be complicated. The dishes does not need to be complex and add too much stuff. It's all about ingredients. So having good ingredients, the dish will turn out great. Couple years ago, my husband and I, we quit our jobs and we went on a trip to Europe with my daughter. So we spent a month traveling through. We started with Croatia. We ended up going to Italy. We had a car, so we drove by car, and we spent a whole month traveling through Italy, which was my first time, believe it or not, being from Poland. I never had a chance to explore Europe, and so I'm always fascinated with different cuisines. What can you find and you know, on the markets? What do they serve? And at that time, unfortunately, it was January, so not much was growing in Italy at that time, except Sicily had much more vibrant food market. But it was just amazing. I bought radicchio and oranges, and I made a radicchio salad. Radicchio, they had like a funky, it's a type of radicchio. So you just make that with very simple, with low funnel, because that was in season. So good, so good. Again, simple but good ingredients. All right, so let's go to our Pico de Gallo. So I chop my 2 tomatoes, and again, if you get better tomatoes, you're in better shape. So if I have from tomatoes from the garden, I'll put the salt with the onion and I'll let it sit, and then I strain the juice, and the flavor is more concentrated in the tomatoes. So try that in the summer. So again, not much to it. We have garlic, so use as much garlic as you like. I chopped some garlic. I think I'm gonna put a clove of garlic. Definitely jalapenos, because you cannot go, in my books, someone does not like spicy probably will not like my cooking. Red onion, and again, the proportions are sort of, you have the recipe, but the proportions is however, whatever you want, right? Doesn't have to be too complicated, too complex, and cilantro. And again, for those who do not like cilantro, skip it. You can use green onions. But I have cilantro, and I like a lot of cilantro in my cooking. Pico de Gallo, done, right? So this is you can consider that your vegetables, your produce. Half a cup, go for a cup or as much as you want. Add to your breakfast, for your omelets. Add to your fish. Add to your chicken. For many different stuff. This is a wonderful addition. And let's not forget, add some citrus, because this is that's where the flavor also will come, right? All right. I still need to squeeze another one. This is not, oh, this one is softer. So how many of you actually make Pico de Gallo? Okay. And what tomatoes do you use?
I like the little cherry ones if I'm ever going to do it. You know, the little sort of oval shape, the grape tomatoes.
Oh, this is, yeah, but that's a lot of chopping, huh?
Yeah, it is, but you put in the food processor.
Ah. You know what's it's so great with the cherry tomatoes? I cut it in half and I put a toss with olive oil and garlic and roast it in the oven. So good, so simple, but it's like, again, you can add even on your sandwiches because it becomes a little jammy. This time of the year, tomatoes are not that flavorful. So by roasting, you're really concentrating the flavors. So, all right, let's see. Where is my tasting? Salt. That needs like a whole day in the refrigerator to really get the flavor. I'm gonna use all my jalapenos. Right, and I'm going to wait for so often when you do this lasts quite a long time in the refrigerator. The next day it's going to, or like in an hour, it's gonna get more flavor. So this is your technically this is your Pico de Gallo. Not let's use this pretty bowl. So we have, you know what, next class, I know Roberta wants me to do on sweets, but I am thinking, have a whole class on making salads and vegetables, I think. What do you think?
Well, you got to do the sweet one too. Do both.
I know, just for you. All right, so let's look at our chicken. Is it done? Not done? Oh, 3 more minutes. Okay, I'm a little overly excited about the chicken. All right. The other thing, I did not make the guacamole, but often this is a lot of people make it for the summer. I think it's a great sort of sauce, great addition, great food. Just be careful with the amount you eat. Again, sometimes when I review meal photos, people will put guacamole on top of their food. So it can add a lot of flavor, but also can add a lot of calories if you're not sort of watching. So 2 tablespoons of guacamole, which is basically avocados with onion and lime, right? This is like the very basic. Some people make a little bit more complex, adding tomatoes, but the basic avocado guacamole, you have ripe avocado, you have onion, you have cilantro, jalapeno, lime juice, and coriander if you want or not. It's optional, but very basic. So often adding when you chop the onion and cilantro, put a salt in it, let it soften. It sort of gives you, sometimes if you have the mortar and pestle, I will go and even smash that with it, so make it more as a paste. And then you add your avocado and with lime. I have a neighbor, she's from Mexico, so I always ask her what's the, what she makes. So she says they often grind the onion on a grater, so just on a grated onions, like almost it's a paste. So very, very, so you have a little flavor, but it's not a sharp, strong onion to it. So it's more as a smoother consistency of your guacamole. But again, very, very healthy, very delicious. Just be mindful about the portion. So 2 tablespoons of guacamole will have 50 calories. Is that big, a lot or not? Again, if you're seeking managing your intake, your calories, it can add up quickly. Remember, I tell all my patients that to lose weight, and you all want to achieve that goal or to work towards weight loss, right? Because you are here or you signed up with FORM Health. To lose weight, we need to provide less food energy than our body is utilizing. So be in the caloric deficit. So that's sort of rule number 1. Rule number 2 is find a way that you can sustain it for a long time, and find a way that you don't feel starving all the time. So that's a very important part. So adding your protein, adding a lot of fiber, it helps you. But if you adding too much stuff to it and the portions are not managed, you can end up not losing weight, and that could be very frustrating. So avocado, guacamole, healthy stuff, go for it. Just be mindful how much you use it in your meals. That's it. All right, I think it's done. It should be done. All right, it's releasing, venting. How many of you actually use your pressure cooker on a regular basis? I think I went through a phase that I use a lot for like making stews and soups and bone broth, when bone broth is big sort of nutrition in kid on the block. So I was making bone broth. My husband, I love like exploring always the whatever new trends are, and bone broth is healthy, but it's just, it smells when you cook it at home. But then you have a pressure cooker, it's much contained.
Joanna, can you use an air fryer for the chicken instead of a pressure cooker?
No, because air fryer will make it crispy and you want it stewy.
Okay.
So that's the only thing. I use air fryer for making chicken. Like yesterday, I made chicken tenders, like the, chicken tenders, and I put with a little flour, egg, just regular panko breadcrumbs for my daughter, and I air fry it, and it's so good. Or I make the chicken sort of also chicken breast, and you put a little bit tomato sauce and mozzarella cheese, just a slice of fresh mozzarella. So you can use a lot of chickens for, okay. This looks great. And I'm going to show you, it's basically falling apart. So it's a shredded chicken. And I'm going to get a little, oh, where's the, add any liquid, but you can see from the jar, it's quite a bit made it. So the chicken may add to it. And look at this. It's absolutely shredded. I just transferred to the bowl. You can leave it in your, but it's a shredded chicken breast with a lot of flavor. And it's soft. So it's not, you don't need to, you know, sometimes you can overcook in an air fryer, make it dry. I mean, look at this. I don't know if you can see it. Probably doesn't show well. But it's a juicy, really, really nice, nice chicken. So again, this is a perfect for your taco fillings. Absolutely perfect. And I want to try something with my taco. All right, so tacos, you just fill it and you can put your salsa pico de gallo, you can put your mango salsa, you can put your any kind of spicy salsa, whatever you want. But what I want to try to make is a taco with, the only thing I need the oil, so spray oil. I'm going to cheat and let's pretend it is spray oil because I want to fry that in the air fryer. What do you think? What do you think? Can we do that and make it tasty? So I will have it here. We're going to slippery fingers. Okay, got it. So you can eat like this. I often, when I have for lunch, I will put on frying pan, warm up the tortilla, stuff with this, put little cheese, lunch in 2 seconds. And remember, this is 40, you can, if you buy this one, this is 45 calories with 2 ounces of chicken and little cheese, and it's absolutely delicious. But so just on a frying pan is good. But what I want to do, my dears, I'm going to see if we can fry that. I saw that on TikTok. Don't tell anybody. Or on Instagram. So let's fry that in an air fryer. And you can bake it in the oven. And let's see if it's going to get crispy. All right. I'm going to fry just for a few minutes. They use corn tortilla, so corn look much better. Little got that crispiness. This one might not, but let's try it. It's always fun to experiment. All right. So the chicken, again, make the chicken, please. Use whatever salsa you want, make it, and this, the whole family can use it on tacos, on different things. This is your batch cooking. This is, it's done. It literally took 20 minutes to make it. Now our last, very simple, but still delicious, salsa or salsa salad. We can call that salad. So I often make that again when I go to a party. I might bring that because people like it. It's simple, but still very delicious. So it does have black corn. So if I make it, I will use full pan of corn. I will use the same amount of corn, and I use frozen corn. I mean, if you have fresh corn in the summer, you can definitely use it. Or frozen is perfectly fine. I like to toast it because when you put on a cast iron skillet, you toast it, and it gives a little bit, again, more flavor, another layer. And then I have some chopped tomatoes. I have another bell pepper just because I like it, and green onion, and you can add a little jalapeno, which we're going to do. When you chop anything spicy, remember, don't touch your eyes. Today I chopped it and I touched my eyes and it wasn't pretty. All right. And the big sort of star of this dip is the avocado. So again, I am going to, and you know what else we need? We need, you can add some onion, red onion I have left over, to be precise, and avocado. So this avocado hopefully is good. By the way, it looks beautiful. Do you know how to preserve avocados? So if you, to speed up the ripening process, if you have your avocado and you put in a paper bag with ripe bananas, it will speed up the process of getting softer, okay? You can always, if you keep your avocados, you can put it in a jar of water. It will keep forever. Not forever, but will keep quite long time. Again, water will prevent the oxygen, oxygen hitting the fruit, so it will not get spoiled. So this is a easy way. Also, I've seen it, and I haven't bought it yet, but using the frozen avocados. A lot of people use for smoothies, right? Let me check on. Oh, you know what? It didn't work on the air fryer. It opened up our tacos, but I guess we just have to use the regular. I buy a lot of avocados quite frequently. I buy often at Trader Joe's or any store. But again, if you buy more, you can always. All right. How are we with time? Oh, we passed the time. People probably left. All right. Any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Kim, can you read the questions since I cannot see it?
I can. Oh, it said I have to go. This class is awesome. And I have many. It says, let me read this. Sorry, I'm not on my A game either. I have to go but this class was fun. I made everything in real time except for this last black bean dish, and it all tastes so great. Looking forward to the many leftovers this week. Thank you.
All right, someone made it actually? Perfect.
They were making it along with you. Kat was.
Oh, okay, perfect. Guys, this is another gorgeous salad.
Looks so good, Joanna.
Add some cilantro for extra oomph and eat it up, right? All about eating produce. All right, I really appreciate your coming to the class. appreciate the participations. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you in terms of like, what else would you like me to cook in the future? As I said, I'm thinking about focusing whole class on only preparing different vegetables in many different ways, or as Roberta requested, sweets and treats. But let me know, and I am here for you. So next class will be probably sometime in June. Right, it's May. Yeah, we usually do every 4 weeks.
And last
All
thing,
right.
Joanna, Debbie says, looks so yum. Wish I was next door to come over and eat. And so do I.
I seriously, it would be so wonderful because I'm not gonna eat it all. And my husband is somewhere. We'll see if my daughter will help me. But see, I need friends. I need neighbors. All right, guys. Thank you so much again. Have a good one. And okay, the
Thanks.
one more thing. It didn't turn out as I hope. But if you try it in a baking in the oven, there's a chance. Or just put it on the frying pan. It will be delicious as well.
Thanks,
All right.
Joanna.
Night.
Good night.